Howdy folks, and welcome back to another weekly tech tip. I am Ben Drew, and today we are checking out Curipod. Curipod is a really neat way to create interactive presentations, sort of like Pear Deck, but they allow you for the use of AI as well to help you generate some of that content. I'm going to start off by saying that this has not been approved on the DRA, and it doesn't have to be as long as you keep students' names anonymous. The best way to do it is maybe create some pseudonyms for your students. You can still use like the first and same last letters so that alphabetically it makes sense. So like I would be like, instead of Ben Drew, it would be Beano Dinosaur. And as long as you're keeping, because students don't need to log in with their emails, they can log in joining with a code. So as long as you're not putting the full name in there, this doesn't need a DRA. So let's check it out. So we're going to sign up. There's a lot you can do with the free version. It allows you to create as many Curipods as you wish. So we're just going to log in with our Google. So if you write in kind of what you're trying to teach, it'll give you some suggestions of Curipod templates. But you'll see here there's full lesson, vocabulary meme battle, where you're trying to get the kids to make memes. Full lesson bilingual, Curify my slides, so you can actually put a slideshow. I haven't tried that. Maybe we can check that out. Word wizards, spell as many words as possible. So let's start off with some spelling, see what we can do. So let's do some magic. We're going to generate a lesson. So here we are. This is kind of the editor where you can kind of change things and add things, alter writing. Students sit together in pairs on one device. They spell as many words as possible in 3 minutes with the letters available. You get 1 point for each correctly spelled word, and these are the letters here. So I'm going to get my phone out and I'll get ready to join. So we'll hit present and we'll check it out. You can click down here to let your students join. It gives you a QR code. We're going to turn off the volume for this one. So it gives you a QR code or a pin. So if you have the kids joining like in high school and they have cell phones, they can use that. Or if you're using Chromebooks, they'll go to curi.live and then join with that pin. So I'm just going to join with my QR code. Boom. And then, so once again, don't have the students signing in with their full real name. If you provide to them a list of pseudonyms that you know that Beano Dinosaur, say Beano Dino, is Ben Drew, then you know who your students are, and it just saves you from needing that DRA to use this. So we'll submit. Great, I am in. I can see here we have one pop up. So now we are going to hit play. So it's write as many words as you can using the letters. You'll see down here there's a 3-minute timer. You can change that, and you can also add time during. So I'm going to keep it at 3 minutes. We're going to hit play, and then you see on my phone it's changed now, and now I'm going. Write as many words as you can. So all right, so anyway, we have a few here. So say the 3 minutes, I've really given my best. I hit submit, and then boom, I'm done. So here is where you can add more time, or you can hit stop. So say all the students have kind of hit the wall. You hit stop, it gives 2 more seconds, and then it stops. So now you can go to give feedback, and it's kind of neat. It does a good job of giving students feedback right in there. So you'll have it up here. If you click on it, it's then going to start loading the feedback, and that's going to pop up on the student device. So they're going to see this. So hey there, word wizard. You'll see it's the same on the phone and on the screen there. So Ran, quick on your feet, you're on the board. Oh, grain-tastic. It's really good at making puns based on whatever you're doing. Rasta, jamming with wordsman. That's a cool point. Son, family ties for the win. Count it. So that's fabulous 5. You've got a knack with knitting words like a pro. Now drum roll please. Climbing all the linguistic magic of a brilliant. You got 5 points. That's like hitting every level of the Wheel of Fortune without landing a bankrupt. So yeah, it gives them feedback on every word they do, and it kind of does it in a fun way, and then it kind of gives them so many points. And if you make a mistake, it'll correct you on that. So how do we do as a class? And then you can put so students can say how they did. So I did, 4 to 6 points. And then you can kind of get an idea of self-reporting from the students. So if we end the lesson, you can always go check out later. So you can see that Beano Dino, I can click on me and I can see everything that I did. You cannot get insight with a free version, so that's one of the paid things. So let's check out a full lesson generator. Let's go with grade 12. So we're going to talk about stratigraphy, one of my favorite things, and we're going to talk about relative age dating principles in geology. So let's see how it can do. This will be a pretty good test of its capabilities. So this one will give you both instructional slides and activities. So like you'll present a couple slides, then the kids can answer some questions or do different activities. There's drawing, there's multiple choice, there's short answer, and then you can present some more information. So it goes back and forth. So here we are, we have our presentation. It generates everything from AI, and it's kind of cool. I mean, that's a pretty neat representation, honestly, not bad. Seen better, seen worse, but it lets you know it's made by AI. So now you have a presentation. So this is where you would then go in and check the information, look it through to make sure it's okay. And they even say it's created by artificial intelligence, used as a starting point. Remember to check for factual mistakes and bias before using this lesson. You can edit anything in the presentation, including adding your own images, illustrations, or videos from the media tab. Remember to delete this slide. All right, so let's just hop into it. We don't have time to go through all that. So we're going to hit present. And then once again, you will have students join on their Chromebooks or their devices. So unlocking Earth's past, principles of relative age dating in geology. So let's get rid of that, as groovy as it is. And I'll just join with pin because I'm already here. So 258555, join. So I am in. And you'll see here, like it gives a nickname for the kids on the screen. So they know that they're Friendly Governor or Ocean Parrot. But then you have the real name, quote unquote. So, unlocking Earth's past, deciphering the timeline of our planet through stratigraphy and layer analysis. This is trying to figure out which layers of the Earth are older in geology. So, pretend that isn't there. Standards cover. This content covers various Earth science standards across different educational frameworks. You can copy and paste. This is American, so it goes off of American standards, but you can paste in your learning outcomes to kind of help out. So, introduction to relative age dating. So what is stratigraphy? It's the study of rock layers or strata of the Earth's crust. They use it to understand the sequence of events that occurred over time. So principles of superposition. It says that undisturbed sequence of rocks, the oldest layers are at the bottom, sort of like your laundry basket. The older clothes are at the bottom, the newer clothes are at the top. What does the principle of superposition state in the context of stratigraphy? So it's going to ask me a question on that slide. As a teacher, I can choose how much time is up there. You have 1 minute. You hit play, and then the student device starts going off. So this is a multiple choice question. In an undisturbed sequence of rocks, the oldest layers are at the bottom, the youngest are on the top. Boom, I got it. And then you're getting feedback as the teacher as you see students answer. And now, based on the principles of original horizontality, explain how geologists might use this. What might these rock formations suggest about past geological events? So if it was tilted or folded. So sit together in pairs on this task using one device. Use text or drawing visuals to show your thinking. So I'm going to get out my stylus. We have with plate tectonics, the layers were pushed up at a convergent boundary, i.e. mountain building. So we're done, so we hit submit. So you submit your drawing, and then you're waiting for everyone to finish. So now you can allow the class to kind of vote on which one they like the most. So maybe you have students that'll make like a really nice diagram or a really nice explanation that they like. So you can either skip voting, or if you hit play on their devices, they'll get the option to look at other students' work and kind of vote on which one they like the most. There's only one here, so I'm going to choose it. Great job. And then you'll see which one was voted the best. This one was not very good. So you can, it's nice, they can, they can draw, they can just write, it's up to them. So it gives them a chance to express themselves. I like it. So, and then here's a little exit ticket for it. This gives some feedback. Using the principles of superposition, which rock layer will be the youngest in an undisturbed stratigraphic sequence, top, middle, or bottom? So I'm going to give a wrong answer to see what it says. Obviously, it is the middle one. Let's see how it gives with the AI feedback. So once again, this pops up on their device as well, so you don't have to go out of it. While I'm really proud of you for trying to answer this tricky question, the idea of a rock layer is a bit like stacking pancakes. On the top would be the last one you added, so it's the youngest. In rock layers, it works the same way, so the youngest layer would be on the top because it was added last, after all the other rock layers are already there. It's okay to get mixed up. What matters is you're learning and thinking about. So it's really positive and it's not judgy. It's like, hey, you tried. Good job for trying. Let's check out a creative writing one. So let's look at a narrative writing prompt. Let's say we're doing this for grade 7. We're going to do some magic. So, narrative writing practice. We go in this mini lesson, the students will practice their narrative writing. They will get 15 minutes to write a story, and then they will get AI-assisted feedback in their writing. Choose one of the 6 narrative writing skills on slide 3 for the students to practice. Use the scaffolding info on the next slide to help students who are struggling to get started. So, literary devices, point of view, sequence of events, descriptive details, dialogue, setting. So these hints can help the struggling students get started. Develop a strong protagonist with unique qualities and motivations to drive the story. Build tension and suspense. Create vivid descriptions of the magical doorway into the world beyond the immerse readers in the adventure. So I think every time you generate one of these, it'll give you a different prompt. So for this one, we are going to discover a magical doorway. So in ChatGPT, I just said, create a story about a student that discovers a magical doorway in a school that leads to an unexpected adventure. Write it as a 13-year-old. Now I have AI judging AI. So one thing on the free version, like using my ChatGPT, I did hit the limit of 1,000 characters. So I guess that's one issue. So it's not, 15 minutes to write 2 paragraphs. So, okay, that's a little bit of an issue, I guess, that we ran into, is that for narrative writing, it's going to limit that a little bit. So you can see here, that was almost like I could have written a bit more with the context window, but that's almost at the limit. So maybe this one's not going to work out so well. Wow, what an imaginative, exciting story you've started. I'm really impressed with the details you've included, like you're using phrases like totally normal school and super boring Thursday helps us understand how unexpected the magical door is for Alex. Your description of the curious characters, the old dusty door, and the rusty lockers really paint a picture in our minds. Here are a few tips to make it better. Try to describe a little more about Alex. What does he look like, or how does he feel about finding the door? Maybe you can add some sounds or smells. What do you think could happen next? What magical things might Alex find when he steps through the doorway? So even if, you have students like write the beginning of their prompt in here, so like the first couple paragraphs, and then they could build off of that later. It does give nice feedback, and it is an interesting activity. You guys want to do one more? Let's do one more. Comment down below if you want me to do one more. Let's check out Curipod My Slides. I haven't used this one yet. Okay, so I'm just going to drag and drop in a PowerPoint. It's an old Science 10 one on feeding levels. We have grade 10, we have that. Now we're going to do some magic. All right, let's just get in the presentation and see what it looks like. Okay, so we're going to describe and apply a classification system and nomenclature with respect to trophic levels. What's one word that comes to mind when you think about trophic levels in an ecosystem? Okay, so that's a question I could answer. Think about the last meal you had. Can you trace back the ingredients of the meal through the different trophic levels they might have come from? So how can we compare food chains in different ecosystems, trophic levels, producers, plants? Boop-a-doop, boop-a-doop, doop. My information. Now, choice board. Work together in pairs and choose one of these tasks. Classify organisms in a local ecosystem into trophic levels. Present your findings in a diagram. Research scavengers and detritivores in your area. Create a poster. And so this would be a 10-minute activity. So that's pretty cool. Like, it's adding in some interesting things into this old PowerPoint that I had. Compare energy transfer into 2 food chains, or discuss how omnivores impact energy flow. Write a brief report with examples. And then the next one, explain the concept of trophic levels in an ecosystem and how include your response to roles of producers, primary consumers. How confident are you in today's lesson? Boom, that's it. So I would probably go in and change some backgrounds in the edit section. So it did a pretty good job there. All right, so that's it for me for this week for Curipod. There's a lot here, way more than I had a chance to go through. So maybe hop in there, explore it a little bit, and see how you might be able to use it to create something new and something engaging with your students, and take advantage of the AI tools within there just to speed up the creation. All right, see you in the next one.